Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Lunchtime run time, but before I talk about me, I want to talk about some other people. On this channel, I like to share other people's channels that you might have not already seen. However, this one, I think you might have already seen. The channel's called This Messy Happy, run by Ben and Mary Bridges, GB age group triathletes, runners, live in Thailand, looks awesome. Ben's recently worked on a video. He's called Squid Games for Runners, and I mentioned this 2 or 3 months ago when I was taking part in the challenge. I didn't get very far, but Ben has posted the video now for the whole thing, so I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. I don't feature in it very much because I didn't get very far, but it's so cool to see somebody have an idea, put a lot of time, effort and money into a project and then deliver it through a video. So please do check it out. Tell him TriathlonDan sent you. Yeah, and enjoy the video. It's a cool little project. Today's training though, for me is, well, tempo hills it's called. So it's a steady run, but when I come to a hill, I've got to run tempo. Now, there's one hill that's about half a mile into the run, so I'm calling that's too early. I need at least a mile to warm up. And there's only one other hill on the route, so that's fine. But what I'm gonna try and do is do 2 or 3 other just little tempo intervals, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, just see how I feel. Nothing too hard, but just stretch the legs on a little bit. And that's the plan really. But again, another sunny day, but it's freezing. But yeah, not as bad as it could be. Anyway, I'm breathing fairly heavy for 8.5 minute miling, so I'm gonna stop talking. See you later. Oh, run done and dusted, stats on screen somewhere. 5.3 miles, 45 minutes, 8.5 minute miling. I only ran the one hill tempo. It was a minute at tempo, probably a harder than tempo effort, but didn't really increase the pace much because I was running up a hill. That felt really hard. You know, 2 days ago, I did a max effort bike ride. Yesterday was a decent training day, so I can't expect to be able to push on, but I'm just glad I've got it done. You have to go through, in my opinion, you have to go through these phases of perhaps not feeling fresh for every session, but just building that load up, still with a little bit of intensity in, but just trying to get the body used to doing a decent amount of volume. I've got 8 weeks now, 8 weeks-ish until I go to Mallorca for a week, and my aim for that week in Mallorca is to be able to just do a lot of training, particularly on the bike. So I'm just trying to build my resilience up a bit, rather than trying to build like outright fitness, rep speed, FTP, all that sort of stuff. I just want to get my body being able to do a lot of training, so then when I have the opportunity to, you know, have all week to do a lot of training, I actually can do. I'm not having to do like 1 day hard and then 1 day rest day, 1 day hard, 1 day rest day. Does that make sense? But I've said that now, so I'll probably come to Mallorca and end up doing like 4 hours training in the week, but there you go. Anyway, so yeah, didn't feel great. Glad to get it done. See you later on tonight for some sort of bike session. See you there. All right, so good evening, bike session time. Now, I am going to play this one by ear, but let's have a look at what the session should be. Firstly, it's 6:45 at night. I've really not been as, full screen there, not been as quick when I've got home as I'd like to be, a bit late leaving work, bit of traffic on the way home, blah, blah. Anyway, bike time, session, let's have a look. So it's supposed to be 5 times 5 minutes at threshold off of 1 minute recovery, which is basically no recovery. So it should look like that. However, what I might do is I might do 1, 3 and 5, or I might do 1, or I might do none. I'm going to see how I feel on the warm-up, just because I'm quite fatigued at the minute. Like, you know, 48 hours ago, I was absolutely on my arse. So, yeah, I don't want to do anything silly tonight. I want to have a good, solid, consistent training week. But that said, I can't just miss all the intensity all the time because I'm too tired. Like, I need to balance volume and intensity and have both of those things in there at different times. Does that make sense? Okay, let's get on the bike. Just done the warm-up, included 2 minutes at threshold. This is going to be hard. My legs were screaming. My heart rate is super low. My legs are feeling it, but there are times to listen to your body and back off. And tonight might still be one of those times, but I need to push on a bit more. Like, there's also times when you need to just push on when it hurts and just get some more training done. And particularly with cycling, you can overload yourself. There's not really as much risk of injuries as with running. Of course, burnout and stuff is still a factor, and overtraining is still a factor. But the worst that's going to happen is I'll do 1 or 2 of these intervals, however many, and then I pull the pin. I'm going to be able to stop as soon as I want to. I'm straight back in the house. Indoor training is a really good opportunity to you know, to push your boundaries. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a couple more cliff blocks and give this everything I've got. I'm not gonna claim to do these 5 by 5 minutes, but I'm gonna give everything I've got, so see you in a little while. Okay, so effort 1 done. I'm just missing number 2 to spin my legs for 5 minutes because that was hard. So that'll actually mean that my rest is 7 minutes. If I can do the 3rd one and do the same thing and do the 5th, I'll be a happy chappy, but I can't explain. That was so hard. And you know it's a hard effort when you get to the end of the interval and you ease off to go on your recovery and that like lactic burn just hits you. Man, that was tough. So I'm now just spinning at about 90 RPM, which is quite fast for me. Doing about 160 watts, just trying to, I don't even know, just free the legs up a little bit before this next effort, because I'm determined to give this a bit more of a nudge. Come on. The second block done. When I finish the block, it's not like, oh, maxed out, but now my legs are screaming. Why do we enjoy this? Absolute weirdos. Another 7 minutes easy then. One more 5 minutes to go, come on. I had a decent power in that as well. I think it was about 360, 370. We'll look at the stats at the end. 3rd effort, 25 seconds to go. Come on, fast forward to finished. Okay, session done and dusted. We're going to look at the stats together on this screen because I ain't got the time to do it on my phone and send it in whatever else. Right, first 5 minutes then, 357 watts. Second one I missed. The 3rd one, 363 watts. 4th one I missed, that means the 5th one, 364 watts. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Really good session. I wonder if I could have slotted another one of those 5 minutes in there somewhere. Maybe not. I was definitely still recovering for like 2 or 3 minutes into that recovery, but do you know what? I'm so chuffed with that. Real good session on tired legs. It's good to bash one out. Okay, so what's happening tomorrow? An easier day of training, thank God. So that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you're training indoors, press on when you can, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Laters.